How did I meet Zoe and Ziggy? Zoe, this girl was giving Zoe away because she couldn't keep Zoe longer. And my wife was in London and we already had Ziggy, and I thought that was the perfect time to sneak in another puppy. So my son Ari and I made a plan that as soon as mom goes to London, we get another dog. Ziggy I got through this bunch of guys who got dogs a long time back. Unfortunately, right before Ziggy, I got a dog who had parvovirus and died, another retriever. So I was like really struggling with that. Then Ziggy came and he was very eccentric. Mane o ashar por theke he was like, oh, he had no like separation anxiety or anything. So I thought like David Bowie moton, like Ziggy Stardust, oi eta theke gave him that persona. Well, Ziggy 6.5 years and Zoe maybe a couple of months. No. Oh, Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie, eccentric. I wanted Ziggy to be like that. And Zoe, Ari, my son and I, we were coming up with names and he was coming up with some ridiculous names. And I think the best one we could find was Zoe. Ziggy is like my partner, best friend, you know, confidant, whatever. Like, I don't know, it's a very different kind of bond. And with Zoe, she's like the adorable like little girl who I'm always pampering. She gets away with everything. But with Ziggy, I have like I don't know, some sort of meaningful relationship where through all my bad times, dark times, I've had plenty, Ziggy's always been around. And so yeah. It's amazing. I thought je jealous hobe, eshob hobe, but Ziggy treats Zoe like a little girl, like how we all treat her like a little princess. Zoe eats Ziggy's food. Zoe takes away Ziggy's snack like you just saw. Ziggy does not say anything to Zoe. Mane Zoe shob maaf. With anybody, anything else, mane tokhon abar Ziggy pura zero tolerance. But somehow with Zoe, mane he lets her be the boss. Me. No, me. Oh, there's a hierarchy actually. So it's after me, it's Anire, for sure. Anire na hole, I think the kids, and then Shakil who looks after the dogs. But nah, it's actually between, it's literally, there's a strange hierarchy here. Like me, Anire, and then the kids. But yeah, me first. I fart a lot. They know that, definitely. Throughout my like many periods of really dark days where it's just me and a lot of other shit I don't want to talk about, it's just Ziggy's been witness to that. I mean, and so Ziggy's been there like for me, like, and I think, yeah, normally you wouldn't be doing that in public. So I think as long as it's with me, anything is fun. Like, you see the difference, like just Ziggy on a leash with Shakil or Ziggy on a leash with me. Like instantly, like the minute it's with me, he'll go around in circles and everything is exciting. He loves it. He loves swimming. Zoe, right now, where she's just stolen Ziggy's snack, with her is just a lot of cuddling. She's a real cuddler. Ziggy will put his paw on my knee, like he'll just put it there. He'll rest his head. And he'll even use his head to nudge my hand over so I keep patting him. And Zoe is just like lick my face, lick everything. Zoe is the typical what you expect from a dog. Whereas Ziggy is like a gentleman and he has a very sophisticated way of like taking it, like, you know. Yeah, they're on a very strict diet. Ziggy is on a zero carb diet. Ziggy eats only meat and vegetables. We are adding a little bit of rice now. We're kind of lowering because they have other back issues, golden retrievers, as they grow older. So you don't want them to get fat, right? So I'm really strict about Ziggy's diet. I mean, ideally I should be following that diet too. Zoe has a different diet where it's a bit more rice but majority of meat and vegetables. Usually it's like two treats a day. I mean, they'd love it. Ziggy could eat it all day. Zoe's vice is chocolate. Like, she'll look for chocolate and find it somehow, and that's really bad for her. Ziggy's vice is tissue paper. So he'll just chew up lots of tissue. He loves tissue. I think Ziggy's got a very unique personality where he's a lot like me. I mean, he's very friendly. Like I was just telling John, like, you know, people, you can't go to Ziggy and be like, hey, best friends with him. Like he'll come to you, he'll decide if it's time to be friendly or not, or he'll decide whether he likes you or not. And if he doesn't like you, he'll make it very obvious. So I think a lot of my personalities, like Ziggy's, we're very similar. And Zoe is she'll take a lot of love for a lot of love, but she gets overwhelmed in like lots of people, very overcrowded. But I think the distinct personality trait is both of them just want a lot of love. I mean, which I guess even I do. Oh, with my kids, it's amazing. Ari and Ziggy grew up together, right? Basically, they're like 6 months apart. Ari has a very special bond with Ziggy. Now, Emre is the smaller one, younger one. So Ziggy kind of, like he rides on Ziggy and does this and that. So Ziggy kind of sometimes, like, Ziggy's even growled and snapped at Emre, but in a way that he would do to his child, right? So without hurting Emre. Zoe is basically like their cuddle toy. Like Zoe has to go to bed with them, they're this and that. My kids really can empathize, and they have a lot of compassion for other animals, and a lot of it is because of their relationship with the dogs at home and how we treat them. So I mean, we can all live in a happy... My kids grow up with animals and learn to respect animals. Basically, I did buy Ziggy, right? Like, because, you know, of course, that was the thing before. But I've always had dogs all my life. Like, I grew up, I learned walking from a dog. I always had dogs. So the culture of buying dogs wasn't there then. I think people had puppies, they gave away puppies. It was just like that, right? So my mom has like a line of puppies which can date back to like great some grandfather hobe. But with strays, we wanted a stray. With Ziggy, the thing was, my wife wasn't used to dogs, right? The family. And when we got married, she was afraid of dogs. So, and we were also having a baby, so we were kind of skeptical. Okay, temperament, ki hobe, ei hobe, she hobe, baby in the house, a golden retriever seemed great. And then after I got that, and then, because I pet strays and I'm with them all the time and I'm always cool with them. So we actually, the second one, Zoe, we intentionally wanted to adopt Manes, definitely a Deshi one. Because they're really suitable, but they're suited for our climate and everything. They're really hardy dogs, so I'm all up for adopting, you know. But I also think I'm also not like the anti, like, don't go, because there's really good places where they breed. There's actual proper ethical breeding of dogs that happen, you know. So it's just finding the right source. I mean, there's ethical breeding and there's non-ethical breeding. I mean, so it's really important to know where you're getting your dog from, because the lineage matters, the trauma, the stress the dog goes through matters, and eventually passes on. We need to be more responsible with the dogs that we have, because this is their city as much as it's our city, right? I mean, we need to respect them, and believe it or not, they do respect us, because they respect our space. It's just that we, I think, sometimes like go disrespect them.